Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So it has been a long time since I've done a voiceover, so please bear with me. But I just filmed this plan with me and it turned into a catastrophe, so I knew that I couldn't keep in the audio for it because you could just tell that I was not feeling it. So I've actually taken a few breaths and I'm feeling a lot better about what happened, but there were several sticker tragedies and just lots of frustration that just had to do with the fact that I waited too long to film this video before I actually went on vacation. So this is the week that I'm going to Vegas. It is like my birthday trip that my friend surprised me with, and so I have no clue what we're doing. I have no idea where we're staying. I have no plans whatsoever, except that I'm using this beautiful kit from Doodles. It's her vintage Vegas kit, and I didn't like pre-plan any of my overlays or anything like that. I pulled them out and whatnot, but I didn't spend the time that I usually do to put them down on the boxes and stuff. So that was my first mess up, but that's what I'm doing here. I used a variety of Rose Color Daze and Scribble Prints Co overlays. So these are the Rose Color Daze ones right now. The small ones I usually cut up and do something like this where I stagger them some sort so that they still look like the picture frame type overlay, but I kind of like how they look a little bit different than most of them. And then the Scribble Prints ones that I used are the Splatter. I believe they're the original Splatter instead of the newer version that she just came out with. And then I decided to use the full bottom washi this time around instead of doing like Simply Gilded for half and then the bottom washi for the other half, just because I thought that the cards would look kind of funny if I chopped it in half. And then I'm putting this Stickie Committee overlay with the stars over the top of these, and I was worried that they were a little bit busy, but then again I was worried about everything in this spread apparently, but I ended up really liking how it looked. What else did I miss? I feel like I missed a lot of things. I'm just putting down, oh, the gem headers. I wanted to do the Rose Color Daze over like laid tape, and so everything that I used was silver foil, but I do have the holographic foil. I think some of the washi that I pull in later is holographic foil, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm just laying down all of my headers and my full boxes, and my major problem is that I couldn't find my scissors, and so I didn't trim the overlays. Like, this is the box that ends up giving me the most trouble. So there was like a little bit of an overhang at the top, I think because the Coffee Doodles full boxes are a little bit smaller than the Scribble Prints overlay full boxes, and so when I went to line up the gem header, you'll see right here, it wasn't laying down straight, and so I was like trying to pick up the box, and then I was trying to pick up the overlay without messing up the full box, and then I like ended up messing up the glitter header. Oh my gosh, it was a hot mess express. So that was my first struggle bus. But the Rose Color Daze ones went pretty well, except for the fact that I usually use scissors to chop them in half and do my little random placement of the photo corners, but I didn't do that because I didn't have my scissors, so I tried to use my slice tool, which I think, considering that that's what I was doing, that went pretty well. Let's see. Putting in my flags, which I really do like the flags that she picked because she did like the whole card stack in the little flags, as opposed to just doing like a pattern or something like that. So there are a lot of patterns and stuff going on in this kit, but I think because they're so spread out, because like you have the cards on the bottom and then you have them in the date cover-ups and then you have like the little picture in the flags, it works out well. See, I'm just struggling with that glitter header. Just messing around with that glitter header. Chloe, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. See, this struggle right here is why I decided that I needed to do a voiceover, was because this like whole process took me like 30 minutes, which normally takes me like 15 minutes. And then I was just in the worst mood. I actually stopped the video to put down the glitter overlays on the headers because I was just See, and then like the simplest task became the most complicated one. So please let me know down below if you have tried to plan a really important week, whether it be like your birthday week or someone else's birthday week or an anniversary week or a trip week, and it feels like it just goes horribly wrong, but every other week that nothing spectacular is happening feels like just goes so smoothly. Because that was definitely my experience this time around. But I do really like that I did the splatter overlay on this box, on the quote box, and flipped it upside down, because I think that ended up working out. I made some good decisions. I'm trying to recognize the good decisions that I made rather than dwelling on the bad decisions that I made. What else? Oh, I'm gonna put in date dots in just a second, and those are from Little Miss Paperie. And I have a text message. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, those are like the little silver ones. And I'm trying to think, is that all the extras that I pulled in as of now? Yeah, I think so. Oh, and then the other thing is that I was going to put all the deco up at the top like I normally do, but then I decided not to because it was just too much of a struggle, and I was going to end up cutting a lot of the big pieces into like tiny pieces where you couldn't even see what it was, so I decided it wasn't worth it and moved on from that, but that was in the part that I didn't record, so that's why I thought I would insert that little tidbit now. What else? Oh, the weekend banner tragedy, which is about to occur. So normally I put my weekend banners down at the bottom, but for some reason I didn't account for how large this weekend banner was, or like how tall it was. So there was part of it that was hanging off the bottom, which I didn't feel like cutting off, which I should have just cut it off instead of doing what I did, which was proceed to try and peel it off of the overlay, which was a really bad idea because then the part of, like the top part of the cursive D started to rip off, and then once that ripped off, like there was no saving it because the backing stayed on the overlay, because for some reason stickers love to stick to overlays. Oh, that's the last little sticker from my Rose Color Days countdown. It says it's the day. So yeah, that's about to happen right here, as you'll see. Yep, just peel it up and rip it, and then can't get the sticker up, and then try and put it back down, put it down the same exact way, and then I just could not get it back up without ripping it in half. So totally balled that up, and then just put the teeny weekend banner up at the top to try and make it look better, which I think it was okay. So that was my big struggle. Now we're back, and I'm just explaining how much of a struggle that was, in a very monotone and seemingly mad voice. So again, that's why you have me, a more cheery version of Chloe, a more enjoyable version of Chloe to listen to. So yeah, there was my foil wiggle. I really do like the Rose Color Days overlay tape. It was so easy to put them down because you didn't even have to like struggle with like lining it up, because if you put the perforated edge right where the edge of the glitter header is, it kind of just goes down perfectly and you get to rip it off. I love it. It's my new favorite thing. So yeah, now I'm going to do some little things, which is only 2 things, because I didn't want to mark any of the billions of TV shows that were going to be on while I was gone, because I wasn't going to be watching them. So I thought I would just save that and then mark when I binge watch all of them, which will probably be on Saturday or Sunday. And then I moved my midweek post to Saturday because that's most likely when it's going to happen. And I have a Simply Gilded bill due on, what is that day? Thursday. So that's what the bill due was for, and I'm obviously not working because I won't be here. And so now I'm doing the sidebar, which we have the quote box and the regular habit tracker for my dental, and then I decided to do like the event box thing that people do with the like habit tracker over some washi or glitter header like I did, and then I used this well, I'm putting in my dental sticker from Magic Prints Co. And then I used this Once More With Love Vegas sticker from her like Vegas sheet as my event box because I'm going to Vegas. And then I'm just putting in this weekly box to track the uploads for this week, which hopefully will all be pre-uploaded so I don't get behind, but we'll see. And then I'm going to use this last, full box, because I really liked both of the girls in this kit. I liked this girl's dress a lot better, the blue dress, but I also liked the other dress. I mean, it's the same exact dress, just a different color. So yeah. And then I attempted to put overlays on, and it didn't go as poorly as everything else. So I was very pleased with it, and I had to convince myself to stop while I was ahead, because of that I was going to go for putting them on the bottom, which I'm glad I didn't try, because I feel like something just would have gone wrong. So there's that. I'm very proud of my sidebar. And then, let's see, we move on to Monday, which I had this whole debate with myself as to whether or not to put in this little thing, which I do put in a little thing, because I have to go to the ATM before we embark on our road trip, which will take us 5 hours, I found out, so I have to remember to wear comfy clothing. And then we're gonna get Starbucks, and then I'm using this Wonton in a Million like road trip sheet that she has. There's this long strip of road, so I'm gonna put that in, and then I decide to use a little Maru from Paper and Milk to mark actually driving to Vegas. I won't be driving to Vegas, but I will be in a car to Vegas. So this is me debating on which travel sticker to use, because, you know, decisions are hard. And then I decide to use this blue Simply Gilded tape in between just to fix the spacing, and add a little bit of the foil. I believe this one's holographic foil. I was trying to go all silver, but I could never just stick to one foil, it seems. So there's that, and that's it for that day. I know that we're going to like a fancy event Monday night, so I wanted to leave a bunch of space to mark whatever happens, and then leaving everything blank until Thursday, which is the day that we're coming back. So I left the top portion blank just in case we like get like food in the morning or do something, I don't know, before we check out. And then I'm putting in the same combination of stickers to mark coming home, a little Maru, and then I believe that's it for Thursday. And then my friend's staying over that night into Friday, and we're gonna go see Glass because it comes out that day, and I'm so excited to see it. There's so many movies coming out this year that I'm so excited for, so best believe you're gonna see lots of marking movies. So that little popcorn and drink is from Toffee Bananas, because I didn't have any movie marquees, surprisingly, that matched the spread, so I needed to use a movie icon. And then Saturday I need to get my nails and my brows done, because by the end of this trip my nails are not gonna look like they do right now. And I start school next Tuesday, so I want to be looking decent. And then I'm going to need to unpack, so I'm using that Once More with Love stack of suitcases. And then that'll be probably the first chance that I get to pre-plan and actually plan, so I use this Toffee Bananas like flat lay that isn't a flat lay sticker. And it's like her Nana picture, I forget what she calls them, but they're really cute, to mark planning. And then I use this little plan script, which I love how that looks. Like, that is so aesthetically pleasing to me. And then Sunday, like I said, I start school, so I need to prep school. So I use this flat lay, which is actually a flat lay from Toffee Bananas. And then I started like a journal for myself this year, which sounds funny, but last year I did a journal for someone else. So this year I'm doing a journal for myself, and I'm just doing it for the events and things that I want to remember. And like fun pictures and stuff like that. So I know that there will be a lot of stuff to mark in there when I get back from the Vegas trip. So that's what that little foiled pencil sticker from Magic Prints Co. is on Sunday. And then I decided that I was just feeling it, and I decided to fill out my spread on camera, which is something that I never do, and I always spell things wrong when I do it. But thankfully I didn't spell anything wrong. Yeah, that's right. This time around, because I was basically not talking and in my little grumpy mood about how it was looking. But then once it was all filled out, I started to feel better, and I like opened up the spread and I looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, this isn't that bad, Chloe. It actually looks quite nice. So I've gotten over myself. I'm sorry that you had to witness the sticker tragedies that occurred in this video. If it harmed you or hurt you in any way, I'm very sorry. It hurt me too. But I'm very excited for this trip. I'm very excited for a little bit of a vacation before I go back to school, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe and like this video if you did enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys!